Monday afternoon, work is done. I am at the climbing wall. Don't know whether I'll actually get to record anything in here. It's going to be noisy either way, so I'll mute the footage anyway, but I'll see what I can do. I actually don't know what I'm going to do for the session. I was thinking of climbing. My plan yesterday was to not climb. And then I ended up on the new Woody set. I might give that blue one there another go. But let's go around and see how we get on. And by we, I mean me. That's about 3 foot longer than mine, I think. Maybe 2. Bet that makes quite a bit of difference. Not that I'm thinking about it. That would be a good size. Right, it's dark in there. If I put them lights on, it's going to be the wrong colour temperature on the footage. Not that I can't, alter that in post. But it's currently 3 minutes past 3. What was it when I got here? 1:30? So I've done about an hour and a half. Feels like I'm doing rather short sessions these days. And we're in. On the other hand, I know I'm pretty much done at the minute. Got that blue traverse, happy with that. I actually did the crux in isolation first and got that first go. Surprised me. And then I did the whole climb, first attempt today. Which I did record, and then I watched the playback, and when I stepped onto the mat, it moved the camera slightly, so it cut the beginning off. So I recorded it again to get the full thing in, but the framing isn't quite as good. Although that second time I did actually climb it better, so I might as well use that. What I did do this morning was on my whiteboard. Where have I put my van keys? That's not what I did this morning on my whiteboard. I've just flaming come in here, so they're definitely here. House key, AirPods, penknife. Ah, they're back there. Hold on a mo. Alright, back. Where was I? The whiteboard. I put on some tasks that I want to do this week, which includes backing up my video files from my MacBook onto my main PC. I think that's what I'll do when I get home today. I want to back up all of my photos and videos from this phone. But I'll say back up, I won't get them off there because that's full storage space. Get them off there and transfer them to my PC, clear all the space off that. Undecided how I'm going to use the camera on that. I might every now and then pick it up for these videos, but I won't be using it as a main camera like I did with some videos earlier last year and the year before. Most likely. And then think that's it for that. Then it's van stuff. I want to stock up the van. I'm not going to do it today now because I want to get straight home. But I need to get food in here. I need to fill the water tub up with some fresh water. I need to set the toilet up. And I also need diesel. Though at the minute, we are doing okay there. Third of a tank. So I'm not going to do that today. But I think I'll do that. I think I'll do that at the end of the week before I go on a trip anywhere. Make sure it's full. And that's a thought. Batteries. How are my batteries doing? God, the face unlock thing's so hit and miss here. There we go. Batteries are... Come on, 53%. All you can see there's my reflection. 53%. We aren't forecasting any sun for this week, so I think Wednesday or Thursday I'll plug that into the mains and make sure it gets a full charge up, ready for going away. Because I shall be wanting to use the microwave, no doubt. I probably won't bother switching the freezer on. I will be needing to use the heater, and that takes up a bit of power. Other than that, I think I'm done here now. This van is from Scotland as well. It's got a Scottish plate on it. So I'm assuming it's going to belong to the woman that's in there with the Scottish accent. Something else I do need to get and do in here for this camera and for my FX30 is figure out some mounting points so I can do some shots like that kind of thing. Anyway, home, start packing stuff up, and if I've got time tonight, edit this video. Let's get out of here. Could have timed this a little better, now I've got to drive through all of this smoke. That's gonna stink. Make sure my heaters are off then, and my fans. Close them. I'll let you know how this goes. Let's see what this SSD has on it then. Hopefully nothing. Hopefully I transferred everything and then wiped it. For climbing films, it's obviously going to have them because I've got some films like Stone Locals, Dirtbag. Why is the door and wall not working properly? There's no application set open. That one might have been corrupted. Alright, where are we? Drone, that folder's empty. FX30, that folder's empty. iPhone video, empty. Osmo Action, empty. And I've got no vlogs either, so that's a nice clear drive. So I can start backing up to that. In which case, let's grab all of my FX30 stuff. Get out my way. Select all of them. No, that doesn't do it. No, that doesn't. Why is that? Oh, Apple. Oh, Command A. And then if we just drop all of them into that. And that's copying. 55.53 gigabytes of footage from my FX30 that I've not yet backed up. My MacBook has a 1TB SSD on it, so I can store a fair amount, but I only really need it on here for when I'm doing editing stuff. Once the video's edited, get it off. well, there's absolutely no point me recording all of this, so I shall pick this back up when I'm ready to transfer over to the PC. I'm curious as to how much footage I've got off this camera, size-wise. I'll look at that later. Right, I'll speak to you in a bit then. Okay, not quite where I said I was going to pick up. I did that annoying Apple thing of only copying one folder when all of them were selected. So I'm copying the rest over. It's a total of 145.69 gigabytes. Just stuff from that camera. Sometimes I really miss using Windows. Right, that's that done. The Osmo Action had, what was it? 326 gigabytes of footage. So I'm currently backing all of this now onto my main PC. Why is that not minimizing? Why are you doing a stupid Apple thing? So I'm putting it on my E drive, which is an 8TB drive. 8TB with 7.27 available space. That's a rip-off. And I've already used 4.46. I only put it in less than a year ago. I am pretty soon going to have to start looking at other storage options. Although compressing folders could also help a bit, putting them all in zip files. Right, that's that. We'll start off then backing up the FX30 stuff. And then I'll do the Osmo Action last, and I may have to do that in a couple of goes due to the size of the files. I can cut and paste that actually since it's Windows. Of course, getting it off my MacBook was USB-C to USB-C. Now it's USB-C to USB-A, so this is going to be painfully slow. This is going to take 6 minutes to back up 131 gig. Nope, it's just jumped to 19 minutes. Why has it stopped? And it's going again. Yeah, I'm going to need to learn about NAS backups, I think. Because I do not want to use the cloud. But I'm not going to be able to keep backing stuff up, filming and backing up. If it comes to it, I may end up having to just permanently delete some stuff. Right, 19 minutes. What time are we on? 16:25. 26 minutes now. I'm going to come back to this in about half an hour. Yeah, there's nothing else I can do here. I'll come back to that in half an hour, and then I think back up the drone stuff, because there's not much in that. Make sure that's all backed up. Yeah, and then we'll do the big folder last, because that one's probably going to take a couple of hours, I'd imagine. Didn't take as long as I expected, but that is the backup all done. And it's not even 6 o'clock yet. It is whatever the time is. 5 something? 17:21. So, there's one here that I can knock off. Come here. Come on. Try and do this one-handed. Done. I do still have some van jobs from last year on there as well. Last year's van jobs were socket for the microwave, I did that. Light for under the bed storage / garage area, I need to get and do that. And then fitting the reverse camera, that needs doing as well. That one means going into the vehicle's electronics as well, to wire it into the brake lights, no, the reverse lights, and actually fitting it to the van. So that'll be a spring / summer one, I think. Light for the underbed storage of the easy LED strip or something under there. I just never decided what kind of LED strip I wanted, because I was going to do some for the main bit of the van as well, which I might still do. When I first started thinking about the van and then actually building it, I was always going to do multicoloured ones so I could change the colour in them, but I might just go for a white. Not a warm white, I don't want a yellowish tint to it. I've already got that from the spotlights. I could do with a proper white light, especially for filming. Right then. Well, I'm not going to start the other tasks today. I'll make a start on the phone back up tomorrow, I think. Just try and tidy a little bit up in here now. Just had tea. I'm going to let that settle and then I'll get my push-ups out, because I'm trying to do 100 push-ups a day, most days at the minute. I've missed one so far this year. Cool. In that case, I shall pick you back up in an hour or two. I've just realised whilst editing this video, I did not back up my vlogs. So, I'm currently in the process of doing that. That's 73.42 gig worth of vlogs. I am not going to put those on the PC tonight though, because that means going back up the loft. I could do that tomorrow, that'd be quick enough. And once I get this clip on, that should be this video done. So I can upload that before going to bed. I think, what time are we? 2025. Hey, we've gone back a year. Yeah, I should be able to get this uploaded before bed. In which case, that is going to be it for today. Don't know if I'll get round to recording anything tomorrow. I'll try to. If I don't have enough to do daily, I'll try and do at least weekly. Not sure what tomorrow's going to hold yet for work, because I don't know how many parcels I'm going to have. It was supposed to be 80 odd today and ended up being 66, which I don't mind if I can get it all in one go. Tomorrow was supposed to be 60 something, so that's probably going to be the 80 odd. Wouldn't be surprised. And that's nearly done. So, I've noticed there's a couple of audio glitches in this one. I did not expect wind noise in the car park at the wall. That was... I don't recall there being any wind or even a breeze. But I guess there must have been. Not a whole lot I could do to edit that out, but fortunately it didn't last too long. And I noticed some indoor clips were quieter. I also need to remember that this microphone is directional. So when I do that, the sound's not quite the same as when I have it this way round. Maybe I should look into a omnidirectional shotgun mic. And that's done. Cool. So today's task is done. Climbed a bit, that was good. Showered. I'm going to read for a bit now, I think. So, thank you for coming along. And I shall be back hopefully tomorrow. So whatever you are doing, have a good one.